Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Monkavai here for MMOBomb.com. Today I'm going to do another first impression gameplay video. This week we're taking a look at GunSwords, which is a new tactical turn-based strategy game published by One Button Studio. I'll spend about 15 or 20 minutes or so checking the game out, making my usual style of commentary. If you guys want to learn more about the game, I highly suggest you check down below at MMOBomb.com for the full game profile. So this game is available both for client, Mac, and also the browser, so you can play it on all three of those platforms. And like I said before, it is a turn-based tactical strategy game. It does focus more on squad play, so you will have 2 to 5 units work with at one time, and each of them can be customized to have different weapons, different armor, as well as abilities. Now, before we actually jump in a match, I need to really explain how each one of these units are customizable. So to begin with, here we are looking at the barracks area, which is my current loadout of units. So as you can see here, I have 2 units. I have one that's called a Swordsman. He's equipped currently right now with a dagger as well as level 1 armor. And then we have Austin here, which is my gunner. He is of course a range fighter. He's got just a simple little handgun here. Now he doesn't have any armor. And what we can actually do, if we jump over to the armory area here, we can take a look at the different armor as well as weapons and spells available to each character. Now the classes, there are 3 different classes in the game. There is a Mage, there is the Swordsman, and then of course there is the gunner, which we just talked about. Each of them offers a different option. So for example, the Swordsman is kind of like your typical melee fighter. He can be buffed up with a lot of huge armor. It can be sort of a tank, or it can be a really aggressive kind of two-handed sword wielding axe crusher, you know, crushes skulls between his thighs kind of guy. Now secondly, we have the hunter, which is of course a ranged DPS, and then we've got the mage, which is of course the ones that use spells such as heal, haste, lightning slow. They can be equipped with weird spells like that, but they take the most amount of damage because they wear cloth armor. So to begin with, like I said, we need to equip our gunner with some actual armor. He's naked right now. So we got the hunter level 1 armor here, and as you can see, it costs 3,010. I currently have 11,010. Now 10 is something that you accrue as you play, and GP, which you actually use to unlock armor or unlock weapons for availability or to use them, is also unlocked or is also gained by winning or losing matches. So that is the currency that you actually accrue. Now a lot of people may think, what is the gold? The gold of course is the cash shop equivalent or the cash shop currency itself, but doesn't offer any kind of performance increase. Rather, these are kind of just side grades, I guess you can say. So you notice here, for example, the armor here goes from level 1 to level 4. If we jump over to gold and we look at the leather armor, you'll see there's level 2 and level 3. So these are kind of like mid-grade items. You can opt to just have the hunter level 1 item and then just save up and then purchase the hunter level 4. But if you want to spend some real money, you can kind of get those medium things. And the same goes with weapons as well. We have the wooden sword level 1. This costs 1900 GP points, and then you'll buy it with 10. However, if we look at two-handed swords for the gold, this is the level 2. Again, slightly more damage. I mean, barely any damage. It costs a little bit more equipment points, which we'll talk about, but you'll purchase it with the in-game gold. Now, when we talk about equipment points, let's go ahead and purchase. I believe I already purchased my armor for leather 1. I'm going to buy this. So I've bought 1 hunter level 1 armor, and we jump over to the barracks here. You can see here is my hunter, and I can go ahead and just equip this, and it will equip on top of him. Now, one thing I need to mention is, depending on what item you have equipped, your character's health and damage will obviously go up or down. What I mean by that also is, if I unequip this weapon, the dagger level 1, you notice my health goes way far up. What this means is essentially is, if you want a glass cannon, someone who does a lot of damage very quickly but doesn't have a lot of HP, you equip them with a really powerful weapon, but it will transversely reduce the amount of HP that the unit has. So you can make really, you know, fast, tanky fighters, or you can make individuals who are, fast bruisers who do a lot of damage but get out of the fight quickly, or you can make those tanky style of tanks who can even hold shields to stand in the middle of the units and kind of absorb that damage as much as possible. Now, we only have 2 equipped here currently, 2 units, and that is because we are in the first tier of weight class of units. Basically, it's kind of like the ranking system. The weight class of 10,000 GP is what we're currently in, which means we get 10,000 points to use to spread out between our unit slots. Now, what this means is usually we can only use 2 units, and then I can equip both units with armor and with a weapon. But if I try to equip additional units or additional armor or even additional weapons, it won't allow me because I'm kind of in this low weight class. Now, as we keep playing, as we keep leveling up, we'll move up to a higher weight class. In this case, we'll move up to the 33,000 GP weight class, which will then unlock more ability, the ability to add additional units, like I can add a mage or another swordsman, as well as use upgraded weapons, etc. So you kind of have to balance between if you want to add another individual to your squad, or if you want to upgrade your pre-existing guys with better armor and better weapons, but work with less people on the field. So those are things to consider. Now what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go to practice here, and we're first going to practice versus AI, so you guys can kind of see the layout of the board and how a typical fight progresses. One thing I have to say is the maps are highly detailed. There's a lot of really cool kind of aesthetics on there, and even the music sounds really awesome as well. Now we're fighting against golems, which are really easy to fight against, and the first thing you actually notice is we get to see exactly where they're on the map. Now this is just a wait period, it's kind of like a warm-up, and we get a few seconds to actually move our units for our first turn, so it is timed. Now we can only move one unit at once, so I do have to choose wisely which unit I indeed want to move. I'm going to go ahead and choose my gunner here, and I'm going to move him forward, which allows me to move around this obstacle here to kind of like scout a little bit. Now you'll notice these little areas on the ground. Now what are these? These areas are kind of like power-ups. So the blue ones allow us to do like lightning damage. Going to go ahead and finish my turn. I'm going to click retaliation mode, which would allow me to retaliate if anybody attacks me directly on the next turn. But these little areas, these little spots on the ground, what they allow me to do is they allow me to get power-ups. So the green ones obviously give you health if you're low, whereas the blue ones will do area of effect damage to a damage single damage ability, single lightning ability to one of the affected targets on the field. So I believe next turn this will do a lightning strike either on this guy or someone else that is available. Now I'm going to go ahead and move this guy up a little bit. I'm not really sure if I'll have enough points to see. Can I move him forward? There we go. So I'm not going to have enough points to use my normal attack. It does require 4, but I can use my melee attack, which only requires 2. Actually, I only have 1 action point, so I can't use any. But you do have to have at least 4 AP in order to do an attack. So I'm just going to station my guy right there, and the golems are going to keep moving forward. Now these golems are actually pretty funny. They look like sumo wrestlers mixed with, I mean, look at their hands. They have like rhinoceros arm hands. They don't actually have palms or fingers. They're just kind of like hoofs. But they're kind of like tree Eskimo, I don't know. And we got this guy over here with like a bird face with X's on his eyes. I don't know what these guys, these are golems though. A little bit crazy golems. And look, he's going ahead and use one of these special abilities, and I used one as well. So we both kind of traded. He did a little bit of damage to me. I did a little bit of damage to him. Now because these are golems are very easy to kill, so I shouldn't have any problem at all dealing damage to these guys and actually taking them out. So I'm going to take out this first golem here, go ahead and just cut him down, and then I'm going to go ahead and move up. Now once you kill a unit, you actually can take some of their ability points. So right there I got 2 ability points for killing that unit, so I can continue on with my turn. I'm going to go ahead and kill this guy as well, and then I'm going to continue. Oh no, I ran out of time. So I got 2 action points, I got 2 attacks rather, and killed 2 units in time before my individual turn ran out. So you do need to make choices fairly quickly, because you may end up running out of time. Now I'm going to go ahead here and pick up these 2 action points that I didn't get to pick up last turn. If the other enemy was smart, he would have actually taken those action points for himself, allowing him more turns. Now because I'm a little bit low, oh, let's see if we can pick this up. We'll get a little bit of, oh, that was a slow. Okay, so that was a little power up that we actually picked up from killing that guy, and what that does is slow this target down, actually removing ability points for him to use, so he wouldn't be able to finish his turn completely because he would have less ability points or action points in order for him to use. So I'm going to go ahead and step right back on this with this guy in order for me to do more area effect damage. There we go. Did a little more damage and does end up killing that guy outright as well. And look at that, just go ahead and finish him really quickly. Now if I would have gotten to that green space, I would have been healed a little bit, and then I can keep fighting. So you notice there, fighting against the AI did give me a little bit of GP, and as well as some tin, as well as a score. And this guy, this GunSwords Golem AI, he ain't got nothing. Alright, so let's go ahead and exit out of this and jump into a real game now. And the good guys over at One Button Studio have gone ahead and created a practice game for me, so we can actually showcase it in a more controlled environment. So I'm going to be versing one of the developers here. You notice here he has his 2 units right here, Robert and Tyler, both a gunner and a swordsman. And I can see that he doesn't have any armor on them, so I've got a little bit of an advantage on him. I feel like he's done this for my advantage so that I can actually win a game versus a developer. So thank you very much for that. But we're going ahead and showcase this cool little map here. And this is more like an Aztec ruins map. And you'll see there's only 2 points on this map. So there are different maps with different amount of power-ups available. believe it's his turn first, so he's going to go ahead and move his character. So I'm going to go ahead and scout as quickly as possible. I'm going to put this guy around here, though. Actually, yeah, I've already clicked them, so I have to use them. Once you click on a unit, you do have to use that unit. You cannot click onto another unit ahead of time, which means basically you need to think out your moves and think out your clicks beforehand. That's so important to do so. But I've gone ahead and contested this little lightning point first, this lightning power up, which means that once this turn cycle is over, I should get the first attack with the lightning. Now it's going to be his turn next. Is he going to attack me with a gunner, or is he going to move up his swordsman? We'll see exactly what he does. So the swordsman, of course, can be a tank or someone, a melee fighter, one with a two-handed sword. In this case, my melee fighter himself, he's just going for the typical, tank style. I'm going to go ahead and move my guy up over here and move him a lot quicker. You're playing against a real player, not me. Oh, apparently I'm not even playing against the developer, so yeah, let's see how well this goes. I'm going to go ahead and put this guy right here, right in his face, and let's go ahead and end this turn. So we'll go ahead in retaliation mode to finish this out. And oh, don't have any more points, so let's go ahead and yeah, just gonna wait for the turn to end, and then it should be his turn. Let's see what he does. So you notice there the lightning attack does indeed do some damage to the gunner, and we'll see how well we do now. So he's gone ahead and selected his gunner to move first. Gonna do some damage to me, but hey, I've got some armor. As you can see, it didn't do as much damage. It should be my turn here in a little bit. Now he can choose to attack me again since he's not actually moving. Your movement and your attack points all use this bar down below, and you can kind of store a little bit of those up by not moving at all. So in my turn, what I'm going to do is just waste all my points to hopefully do a lot of damage to his gunner and take him out. Now I do also have a special ability on my swordsman here, which I actually can showcase to you. I must be at least 2 spaces away, so if I actually come back here a little bit, I'll be able to use a ram ability. Now you notice ram costs 4 AP, range 2 to 4 hexes, and I'll be able to ram this guy and kind of close that distance and do some damage to him. So you notice it does 682 to 739 damage. So now I'm in range, and now I can use my basic attack to do some additional damage to take him down. Now I think he's going to choose this guy and move him towards the health probably, which will allow him to regenerate some health HP. And he will be disconnected in 6 seconds. He's disconnected. I've won the game. Look at this. I just beat him so quickly he didn't even know what was going on. But that's alright. We'll get into another game here real fast. And Peter's saying that I rock, of course, so let's go ahead and look at that. No score. I didn't actually, of course, get any points, simply for the fact that this was just a simple practice match. But let's see if we can actually get a real game versus the developers now. Hopefully showcase a full match with one of us winning. And let's see. Let's go ahead and click back and forth just to see. There is the Michael. Michael, go here. All right, Peter. I'm going to go ahead and join you now, and we'll be able to play it. So here's a really thing. The little circle in the middle tells you which class is best versus other class. So I believe it said mages are best versus gunners, versus swordsmen, while swordsmen are best versus the gunners, and the gunners versus mages. So it's kind of like rock, paper, scissors. So at last, we finally got this game. And that little map that we used last time. Look at that little bathroom. Who's fighting in a bathroom? Why are we even in a bathroom? Whose house is this? Why is the second floor missing? I don't know. There's some kind of major little warfare going on here. But alright, so we're going to wait for him to move first. I'm going to go ahead and move my gunner up as well for a little bit of scouting. Now, I'd like to ideally go for the blue spot first, but I'm probably not going to get there in time because he's closer, so I'm going to move towards the other one so we can kind of have a vantage point here. Let's see if I can move there. There we go. So there's a little bit more, so I'm just going to go ahead and stick there. I'm going to use my retaliation mode and then wait for him to take his next turn. So it does give you a little bit of a general idea of where the players are when you get close to them, but it doesn't tell you exactly who's there until you actually can see line of sight. So he's gone ahead and attacked me through the wall there, this pesky little gunner here, and he's going to waddle over, I believe, towards the other point as well. Now, what am I going to do? I'm going to go ahead and just own both of these. Yeah, that's right. I'm just going to own both of them. That way, 2 lightning strikes, hopefully. And I should, yeah, there we go. 2 lightning strikes doing damage to both of those units. So I did control those power-ups. Now, we've seen a lot of different kind of combinations available because of the fact that you can change your weapons, which basically changes the way a certain unit plays. The developers told me that they've even seen things like, you know, 5 melee characters where basically people just go in and punch people to death. And because they're melee and they don't have weapons, they get a lot of HP, which goes towards their stats. So there are different style of plays, there are different style of teamwork that you can use on your squad to create this unique playstyle, which I think a lot of games don't actually allow you to do. You know, they don't give you that freedom, and it's really cool to see that kind of freedom in a free-to-play game. So as you can see here, I've gone ahead, moved away from there in order to get the little health shrine, and now I'm back in retaliation mode. Now, this game, you know, when talking about like pay to win or anything like that, because I know a lot of times in strategy games it's really important to oh no, he's taking me out again. It's really important to retaliation mode for the win. It's really important to make sure balance comes into play, and it's nice to see that everything that you can accrue or that you get in game, you don't have to worry about someone else getting some units unavailable to you. So you indeed have the ability to get exactly the same amount of units, same type of units as your opponent, and not have to worry about them having an unfair advantage of you. Plus there's the bracketing system, so you're only going to be playing against people that are your level, or your bracket rather. You know, it's a fair fight. So he's going to try to take out my gunner here as much as possible. I'm kind of in a bad spot because now there is a random mob on screen dealing some damage to me as well. Let's see here. So I'm going to pull this guy back, and I'm going to try to go for this power up as well, do some AoE damage on the field. There we go. And can I see anybody? I cannot, I don't think. Let's see if I can move up a little bit here. Can I move towards there? I almost got there. Alright, so it's going to be his turn. Let's see what he does. Oh, he's going to get me before I can make it. No. Dang it. Alright, so now we're in a little bit of a bad spot. He did get the health regeneration as well. So as you can see here, we're pretty equally matched as far as, you know, having the same units, but just having the right style of play really gives you a unique advantage. You know, you really got to make your moves count. Alright, so let's go ahead and move up here. See if we can find where that gunner is. Aha! I see you. Alright, so can we use our ram ability on him? We cannot. We are not in range, unfortunately. Came in to trap himself. Alright, so let's go ahead and take this guy out. Just by using, we got to be in line of sight in order to use our ability here. So, oh, come on. No, I don't want to use it. Alright, just attack. Attack. Come on, attack. No, did I kill him? I think I did. Alright, I think when you do mash the button, it actually cancels the animation to kind of make the turn happen quicker. So in that case, I did indeed take out the gunner. Unfortunately, though, I canceled the animation, so you guys didn't actually get to see it. Alright, here. So he's doing some damage to me, doing a lot of slices to me, unfortunately. And I believe he's going to try to go for getting me with the lightning as well. So let's go ahead. I'm going to move just over here to take out this golem, which should give me the power up. If you can see, there is the power up, which is a slow. So that does take 3 AP down from him. And I'm going to go ahead and move towards, can I get there? Not quite. So I'm trying to move towards the health shrine on time. He is going to, I believe, get a lightning bolt on me. Oh no, it doesn't look like it's actually regenerated yet. Oh, but he's used his ram ability on me, unfortunately. Alright, so now he's punching me. Now, so that's the thing. It only takes 2 ability points to punch people. So even if you run out of ability points to use your main attack, you can indeed use... just gained a little bit more HP. You can indeed use, let's see if I can move. Can I move all the way over there? No, I can only, come on. Let's see if I can move over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That, and then go ahead and defense mode. All right. So these matches only last 5 to 7, you know, 5 to 7 turns. So not quite many turns at all. I mean, 5 to 7 minutes rather. So they're actually fairly fast. And you know, a lot of tactical-based strategy games do last quite a long time. So fortunately for us, these games do last very quickly, and you can kind of get in them very fast. Now, I'm in some bad spot here, guys. I'm kind of just, I mean, look at me. So let's go ahead here. I'm going to go up here just to get a little bit more HP, just kind of kite him as much as possible. And then let's see if we can actually do some good moves. So let's see. Can I move over there? No, I know what I'll do. Go ahead and just use my defense mode. So I'm just going to try to kite him as much as possible and let the golem keep doing some moves to him. in order to keep whittling him down. So this is the thing, you know, if you can kind of keep kiting them around, you know, you can kill a golem, occasionally get a slow. You can let them whittle the enemy down. That way you kind of, you know, gain that upper hand. So right here, he's doing these attacks to use these special abilities on me, but hopefully I'm telling him what you're doing. I know I am actually announcing exactly what I'm doing, unfortunately. And I think he's going to end up punching me here. Yep, yeah, he's going to punch me to death. No, I'm still alive. All right, guys. So we gotta, let's do this. This is where we stand up for ourselves. Oh man, I could actually end up killing him. I could have just punched him from the beginning. No action points. Wait. Okay, I can punch. No, just let me punch. Just let me punch him. Come on, punch him. Punch him. Punch him. I thought I punched him. Yes. Yes, he is down, guys. I have won the match. Oh, it was so close. But we have won the match here. That was a very close ending. But yeah, good game, Peter. Very much enjoyed that. I'm pretty sure he let me win, but whew, that was a close one. That was definitely a close one. Anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and conclude our first look here for GunSwords. If you guys want to learn more about the game, I highly suggest you check down below at MMOBomb.com. This is a great game if you're really good, if you're real big fans of strategy-based games, such as, say, turn-based, anything like Heroes of Might and Magic, XCOM, any games like that. You will definitely enjoy this, and plus it's browser, Mac, and PC based, so there's no reason not to try it out, guys. You can try it anywhere and everywhere, and because even if it's in the browser, you don't have to download anything. Client's very small, doesn't require a lot to play. I highly recommend checking it out. Anyways, guys, this has been Spunkify. I'll see you guys for the next first look here on MMOBomb.com. See you guys later. Spunkify out. Later, guys.